Antoine. And I share your enthusiasm for this as a resource. I've been in the industry for 33 years, and operating blind was always the challenge. You do the work and you never really knew what was going on. Plus, there were so many different systems that I personally invested in. And as a leader, I was willing to do it. You guys with Advancement Navigator, you're so lucky to have Antoine and Dawn and other leadership that have stepped up and said, hey, here's this resource for you. We've put it together, and you might be the kind of person who would have created that yourself. But trust me, in order to create the duplication, you don't want your new people scratching their head going, I wonder how I should write my email. You want it all done. And that's the beauty of what's gone on here with this app for Advancement Navigator, is that you've got this all done. So let me just share my screen, and we're going to go through. Let's see if I can get it to slideshow. Thank you. Let me just share what we're working on today while it loads. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to load. Hang on, everybody. It's right there. Bear with me. I'm going to just stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to ask it again and see if it will just do it a different way. Pardon me. I have no idea why it was taking so long to load. Let's get out of that. Let's try this again. And let's try slideshow again. There we go. All right. Miracles of technology. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is about building the relationship and cutting through the noise. And here's the concept that I really want you to understand. The beauty of your Advancement Navigator app is that it allows you to have a digital tool that gives you the benefits of doing things in the digital space, and yet overcoming probably the most profound barrier of that digital space, which is how do you get people to pay attention? And we use something called authentic technology, authentic networking technology, and that's what I'm going to walk you through here. Breaking through that noise is hard. I don't know about you, but I get like so many emails, so many messages on my various digital platforms, so many pop-ups, so many ads, all that stuff based on algorithms where I've gone and looked at stuff. But though, the average person is seeing thousands and thousands of digital impressions every day. And so how do you make yourself stand out? That's really the challenge. And I'll go through how you're able to do that here. Increasing the quantity and the quality of your prospecting at the same time is very difficult. Almost anyone can increase their quality. They can just decide, you know what, this month I'm going to slam it, and they can just go out and just spam the world. That doesn't work. I mean, unless you're someone huge like Amazon or someone else where you have the deep pockets and you can really hit millions of people, you would have to message probably 4,000 or 5,000 people somehow in a regular digital space to get 4 or 5 people to even open your message. And I'll show you how this platform, this app, is going to change those numbers for you in a really profound way. The other part is, as I said in the beginning, is I just operated blind for the longest time. I would be inviting people to look at information. I would send them information. I just had no idea whether they ever looked at it. Sometimes I didn't even know whether they'd received it. And I certainly had no idea if I sent them a video, if they'd watched some of it or all of it, or just clicked on it and not watched anything more than just clicking on it. So your Advancement Navigator app is a solution to all of these concerns, and it's just such a powerful tool that I know a bunch of you have been using it, and that's awesome. But for those of you who are new, and more importantly, wear this leadership cap. Understand that what you're trying to build here is a team, and understand that your job is to create systems that create duplication. So here's the thing. The only system that you have to create is share the app and show people how to get on these trainings and how to find the training section on the app and how to use the app for their reach outs and their engagements and their spreading of information. So it's a really simple system that you've got, and you got it right on your phone. No one ever leaves the house without their phone, right? But remember, couple of things. Like I said, breaking through the noise, being the person that stands out, being the person whose message actually gets seen and gets open happens because we don't do things on a mass scale with this app. We do things still one-on-one. You know, you can do larger groups ultimately, but initially you want that first contact to be you talking to someone that you know. That's the distinction. That's going to be what gets your message open. That's going to be what gets your page looked at. That's what's going to be what gets your video played, because it's you tapping on the friend of a shoulder saying, hey, I have found something that's made a difference and I want you to check it out. And honestly, if digital marketing worked just as a concept, we wouldn't be necessary. Companies could go and do this all digitally. What makes this work is the fact that you personally are reaching out to your personal contacts, and it's that relationship that gets that contact to open the information and take a look at it. And that is huge in the space of marketing anything. And definitely is what makes network marketing such a powerful model, because things get looked at, messages get read, videos get watched. And you want to work in depth, because if you think about this, first of all, if you create a situation where you bring someone on your team who brings someone on their team who brings someone on their team, and every single person that comes on board has a simple thing to use and do that's easy to understand, that's how you're able to create that duplication many levels below you, not even necessarily with you all that involved, because the system is in place. And always remember too, we are trying to get the person from the app into a conversation. You know, one of the things we try and recommend that people remember is don't try and hide behind the app to avoid the work of network marketing, which is building relationships. And it's asking questions and it's finding out what are people looking for. You can get a lot of the groundwork done at the beginning, but you do ultimately want to meet the person for a cup of coffee, get the person onto a Zoom with you, get the person on a three-way call with your leader, get the person to an event either virtually or in person. So you want to use the app to allow you to efficiently get information to people, stay in touch with people, not have people fall through the cracks, and then get them to that personal conversation where you can find out what they're really thinking about, and then you can explore whether your program is a solution for them. So one of the primary parts of that, and we talked about this the other week, is making sure that when you bring contacts in, you don't think about this in terms of being a mass broadcasting platform. You really do want to honor the individual. You want to bring them in, but you do have to sort and share. We've talked about labels. We've talked about notes before. You do want to do those things, because when you know who people are and you have them in groups, then you can sort, then you can share information in a way that makes sense to that person. You can invite to events in a way that makes sense to that person, because you've got people where they want to be. And again, we've got the activity log, which will show you what's going on with people. And then hot prospects lets you know, okay, who should you be thinking about right now? Who is ready to go right now? And again, as I said before, you want to be transitioning. You kind of want to use the app and the educational information you have in here to bring people along that journey, but then you really want to have that conversation with them. And it can be by Zoom, it can be, you know, virtual. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you meet in person, particularly if you're developing things across the country or in other countries. But you do ultimately want to have that relationship with that person, because it's the relationships that will stick. They are what will make things strong in your business. And we have a training that we will do a little bit later on, which really is about the what we call the 4-question close, where once you have a survey, and once someone has submitted the answers to that survey and you have a sense of what they're looking for, you can then have a conversation with them about, you know, okay, you said you wanted to make a certain amount of money every month to make this worth your while. And you've said that you want your game to give it 5 to 10 hours a week and your game to do that for a certain number of months. Let's get together for 20 minutes. Let me show you. Were you serious about that? Were those answers for real? And if they are, let's get together for 20 minutes, either on a Zoom or come to this event, and let me show you how we can support you in making that happen. So I'm going to show you the app in just a second, but before we do, I just want to walk you through the challenge for today. And we'll go through this when I open the app up and show you a few things. But I want you to go to your contacts, for those of you who have put contacts in already, and search through them. Last week, or not last week, but the week before, we talked about giving people the 5 stars, putting the notes in. And I just want to show you a couple of different ways that you can sort. And then I want you today to pick your 3 hottest prospects and reach out to them again. A mentor of ours, my personal mentor in this business, said nothing starts until there's a conversation. And so you've got some people in your app that you've been giving some information to. So reach out again, find out, where do they want to go from here? What's their next step? What did they find most interesting about what you sent them? Did they have a chance to chat with anyone about it? So take a look at it and see where they are. And I'll show you how to find some of those things right now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and switch what I'm sharing with and pull up your app so that you can see that. And I just want to walk you through a couple of things, because having your contacts in here and having them well sorted and organized makes your life so much easier. Because if you come right down here and you go to contacts and you click on that button right there, and then it opens up, you have a choice here of filtering your contacts and sorting your contacts. If you click the button, with my finger will do that, and you sort here, you can sort from new to old, which will give you the order that you've put the contacts in. And then it will also give you old to new. So let's just say that this is how I kind of remember people. If I don't happen to remember that someone that I talked to, I don't happen to remember their name, but I remember something about them, or I know that they were one of the first people that I put in, I can scroll down here and click old to new, and it will just pull up the people. Let's see if it's going to sort it for me in the order that they went in, but in reverse order. So the people that went in first and have been in the longest will be the ones that come up first. But then I can also bring it in and I can tell it to sort alphabetically, which is another option. And then it will pull up everybody by name. So let's just say I happen to remember, okay, their name begins with an A. I can do it alphabetically and see what's going on. And then the other thing that you can do in here is, if I just click on that sort button one more time, my button is not very responsive, I don't remember. You can sort by people that you have given a follow-up to, which is a really powerful one in case you are, I don't know that anyone in here happens to have a follow-up, but if you know that you had put a follow-up in for somebody, you can sort and just see what's going on. But here's one of the cool things about this whole process. If you come here and you sort here, and you do, last week we also talked about, hang on one second. If we do new to old and you click yes, I'm not sure that it's changing it because I don't know what people have, but you can see the latest person that you put in. And a lot of this will be based on their activity and your activity, not just who went in the latest, but who actually has the most recent activity going on. So it just helps you stay organized, which honestly for me has been one of the most demanding parts. Is just, I'm got a lot of people that I reach out to, but it's easy for me to forget names and forget what I had a conversation about and forget that I told them I was going to call them on Tuesday. So this is where you can stay organized. And the vast majority of people in your organization are going to be doing this on a very part-time basis. You might be doing this on a very part-time basis. You're doing other stuff. So you do need a way to stay organized. And the other thing that you need is you need consistency. And I know that I'm just going to go back here and show you up here. If you come here and you click on your home page again, you can see right here on your home page how you've been doing in terms of your exposures. And, I think it was Jim Rohn who said the box is real small because you really only need one number. If you are wondering where you're at with your business, I am here to tell you that your leadership can answer that question for you just by looking at these two numbers, how many exposures you're making and how many engagements you're making. And they can tell a world of things about you and your business by looking at those numbers. So a couple of things I just want to share, and then I'm going to turn it over to Dawn so that she can do, I'm assuming, Dawn, you probably have a little bit of a workshop you want to walk people to and through in terms of reminding them how to put contacts in and share resources and things. But
Absolutely.
one of the things that your leadership can do, that I'm just going to share two quick stories before I wrap up. People will occasionally say to you, if you bring someone new onto your team, I'm talking to a lot of people. Nothing's happening. Okay. What's a lot of people? What does that mean? And in what time frame are you talking to a lot of people? So what's so powerful about this app is that this tells you their total, it tells you this month, and it tells you this week. So when someone says to you, I'm talking to a lot of people, or when you say to yourself, I'm just doing so much with this. I'm talking to so many people. I'm just doing it all. And not much is happening. You need to take a look at these numbers. How many people are you talking to? How many people have you talked to this week? How many people have you talked to this month? And then what's the percentage? How many of those have engaged? So your statistics are going to be right here. So it's going to tell you if you've talked to 10 people and nobody has opened the information and engaged with you at all, you need an intervention. You need to get with your leader and you need to have a conversation and say, hey, I reached out to 10 people and nothing happened. Now, there could be a technical reason why that's happening. Your number could be blocked, or you could think that you hit send and for whatever reason your phone isn't sending. There's other reasons why you might not have gotten that message out to them. Or maybe you're not in their phone and they have their phone settings so they don't receive messages from numbers that are unknown if you're doing anything cold market, which I don't really recommend, but especially when you're starting. But you need to get quickly with your leader and sit down and take a look at these numbers and diagnose them. Because one of the things we know about this industry, and it doesn't really matter how long you've been here, the more people you share the story with, and the more people you have look at your company's story, both for the product and for the opportunity, the more success you will have. It's the beauty of this industry is that it's super simple in the sense that the more people you tell the story to, the more business you will have. And so sometimes when you're getting started, you think you're doing a lot, but you might not be doing as much as you think you're doing. And this is where this app really shines. And maybe you are doing a lot and that's fantastic. And maybe you get a new team member comes to you and says, I'm just doing a ton and nothing's happening. These are the numbers that are going to let you see the truth. These numbers are going to measure how many unique introductions, unique exposures you or your new team are doing. And so by unique, we mean these numbers, the only numbers that get measured up here are brand new contacts. So let's just say in the case of this person here, they have 27 new contacts. So those are 27 people got sent a resource from the app that had never been approached with a resource before. It's not including follow-ups, and it's not going to include any duplicates that you've sent before. So this is unique new people. Now, here's one of the challenges. A lot of people think, oh, wow, okay, how many people do I have to come up with? Well, you're going to have to come up with a fair number in the sense that you can't just talk to 3 or 4 and expect those 3 or 4 to really just run with this. There's going to be a timing. And there are 2 aspects of this app that are brilliant for that timing. The first one is what we know is that for most people, they're the right person. It's just not necessarily the right time. So one of the things that you have in your app, but again, your leadership has done a brilliant job with, is you have these email campaigns. And these email campaigns are right here The person does have to opt into them. You have an opt-in email to send to them. But that way, if it's the right person and it's just not the right time, you can put them in an email campaign that on a schedule, they are automatically going to get an email that's educational. It's going to keep you front of mind. That's the big thing. So that when it is the right time for that person, they've been getting an email from you on a monthly basis. They have you in their email. The emails are educational. The emails are awesome. So you're keeping them in the loop. And this is such a huge element of this app that will save you in terms of not forgetting about people, not losing people, having people fall through the cracks, but also not being a pest. You're just sharing educational information, letting them know that this is an article you thought they'd find interesting. The emails are really short and brief and powerful. So it's just a plus for them to receive your email. And they're usually, quite frankly, so happy that, you're just sending them an email and you're not just pushing them to do something they're not ready to do. But when they are ready, you'll be the person that has stayed in touch. Okay. So that's one thing the app does. And then the second thing it does is your leadership has put together something that we at RapidFunnel refer to as a free secrets page. And next week is a huge, huge event for you on that front, because they've crafted a gorgeous page that is going to help you guys create and find leads. You're going to find people who have raised their hand and said, I'm interested in what you're doing. Tell me more. And so again, you might have plenty of contacts that are going in your number, in your phone, in your LinkedIn, in your Facebook, wherever you're reaching out and finding people. People coming to your team might not have quite as deep a list, or they might just want to build a much bigger business. And so they need to reach out to more people. Your leadership here has pulled together a fabulous tool for doing that. It's called a free secrets page. And it's essentially a way for you to find people who are saying, I'm interested in what you're doing. Tell me more. So we're going to have a special event next Friday, same time, launching that, introducing that, and that will support you so well in terms of creating interested people for you to talk to. You're not going to want to miss that, because we've had other accounts that have used these a lot, actually, who have used these. Some of them are generating like 350 names every week when they use them. I mean, it's kind of crazy what they generate as individual users. So it's a powerful, powerful tool. Hats off to Don and Antoine for pulling this together, because it's going to be beautiful and just support you so well. So you don't want to miss next Friday. Our CEO will actually be introducing this to you and sharing with you how to use it and how it works. So definitely be here for that. But Don, I'm going to turn it back over to you and trust that you can walk them through some of the basics. And if there's anything else you want me to cover today, let me know. I'm happy to do that for you.
Thank you so much, Jen. And how amazing is this? We're talking about generating leads, and we have this fantastic secrets page coming up, being launched next Friday. So exciting, guys. This is a time to be excited. We have so much happening here at Cost Metals. You're at the perfect place at the perfect time. I mean, we have this launch, and then let me scroll through here really quickly. They just announced on Sunday we have a 3-week promo that has reduced the points that you need to cycle for a paycheck. Instead of it being 500 on the left, 500 on the right, it's 300 and 300. How exciting is that? So Jen, thank you. Valuable information. And thank you, Antoine, for revving us up. Antoine has a fantastic way of just getting us all fired up. Speaking of fired up, before I go into the training, I just kind of want to show you this. We got a brand new banner that you can utilize, because we want people to get powered up on the Zooms every Tuesday and Thursday. Antoine does them at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to go to Advancement Navigator. If you haven't already downloaded it, do this. I put it in the chat box, the link as well. It's free. There's a group code, super easy, ACM. start using it like Jen says. Do the numbers. Don't, if someone tells you no, typically it means no, not right now. Then ask them if you can just add them to an email campaign and start sprinkling on them. Sometimes it takes 8 to 10 times for you to expose them to different things. So today we're going to do a fun little work session. If you do have the app downloaded, I'd like you to consider who are your top hot prospects. I'll run you through that. And let's send them a follow-up. Keep you in their forefront. Super important. And we're going to just talk a little bit about sorting and giving them your own star score rating. And here is one that you can do. Jen has talked about this before. Creating your own star rating. Just be consistent with whatever you choose, however you want to rate them. But one great way is, are they entrepreneurial in spirit? Are they money motivated? Not meaning greedy, but just meaning, are they a hustler? Are they interested in bettering their life? Are they positive and resourceful? Is it someone that you want to work with? Are they influential? Do they have a big circle of influence and contacts? And for every yes that you get, you give them an extra star. Are they reputable, credible? Super important. So that's a fun one. Let's see what else we have. Okay, that's it on the little slideshow. But today was so imperative because it's leading up to tomorrow, or I'm sorry, next Friday. So make sure that you get your teams on next Friday. You don't want to miss this. Patrick Shaw is incredible. He's the creator of RapidFunnel. He's put $7 million into this system. And now we have a brand new feature that you're going to absolutely love. So let me stop this share and let me go ahead and start the share of the screen so that I can, let's see if we got that. Yay. Okay. So we're on the front page here. Here's what we'll do. We'll just do a quick work session. Then we'll open it up for Q&A. Just ask that if you've already filed a ticket, like within the app here at the bottom here, if you ever have any problems, under the more, there is a section for support. And anything that you need, you go there. We've got a dedicated team. You just click open a ticket. And if you've already opened a ticket, then there's no need to bring it up here because we don't have the means to help you with that, to see your screen and so forth. But if you have questions on, hey, does this feature work? Or am I doing this right? Those kind of basic questions, then definitely ask them. So what we want to do is, on the pro version, this is the demo account. But at the top right here, it shows me who my hot contacts are. And when I click on it, it shows that this gentleman has 5 stars and he has a score of over 50. And so if you have the pro version and if you have anybody in your hot list, hopefully more than one, then these are great people to follow up with. Now, if you don't have anyone in your hot list, then you may just want to come over here under the sorting. And you can sort by label if you've been diligent about adding labels, or status. And oops, and then this one here on the very right is the one that she was just showing you. Come on. There we go. We can sort from new to old, old to new. So let's think about the people that we've forgotten. Let me go back here. I'm just sorting those. So let's go to all contacts. There we go. Now let's sort old to new. So maybe Amir is someone that I haven't reached out to, and I should probably reach out to him in some fashion. Now, if you just click on Amir, if you're new to this, you can click send resource, or maybe you just want to send Amir an event invite because we have a new We have a new presentation that we do every Tuesdays and Thursdays for affiliates. So maybe Amir has been praying for an answer for some additional income. And so just click on the event invite and then find the one you want to send, either Tuesday or Thursday of next week. So let's say he's available on Tuesday. Now, let me just preface this by saying live events are incredible. They are very effective. But look, today is Friday. There is absolutely no need for you to wait 4 days to invite Amir to something. So in the meantime, you can invite him to that. But in the meantime, send him something else. So you'll click on this one and invite him. But let me show you under resources. We have so many great things. And if you watch some of the other leaders, if you've been watching what they post on their social media, we do a lot of great product comparison pricing. So under follow-up, my favorite page to go to is the product pricing page. And when I want to send that to Amir, I'm going to click this box here. And then I'm going to choose from one of these icons, whether it's email, text messaging, or copying and pasting and sending it on social. If you have not looked at it, you've got to click on open. It is fantastic. It is tied into the AdvNav page, but it has this header, and then it goes through all of them, and it sorts that the images will come in. All 200 and so items that we have in the shop. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. We have a join now, learn more, and then your information. So that's the difference. And that's why you need to be sending them here, so that not only are they seeing the header and footer, that's yours, but also because it's going to be trackable. And then all they have to do, if they say, I don't see any pricing, let's say they want this gold bar, just click on it and then they'll get the information right there. All right, so let's go back to our contacts. And at this point, I'd like you to find 3 people that you want to send. We're just going to take 4 minutes to do this. It's so important that you set your goal every day. How many people do I want to reach out to? How many exposures? So I'm going to keep talking while you do this, but I'm not going to do anything. Just going to chit chat while you figure out which top prospects, top 3 at least. If you do a little bit more than that, that's fine. If you don't have enough time, then as soon as we're done, you can do it as well. You can continue on. Who do you want to reach out to? Who do you want to show a great product pricing comparison to? Someone that may already buy gold and silver, or one of our other fantastic resources. There's some great ones under peak, under follow-up, if you haven't already sent them the overview. So this is what I mean. Time is of the essence. And here on Funnel Fridays, it's end of week. So you want to close them before end of week tomorrow. End of the night tomorrow is our end of week. And we've got this special promotion. All you need is 300 left, 300 right, and you made $300. Bada bing. It's so easy. So don't sit on your laurels. Make sure that you're doing this. It's a numbers game. All right. So in the chat box, I'd like you to let me know how many that you're sending out right now, a follow-up to, or maybe it's your initial. If it's your initial, here's what we recommend. Just as a refresher, go under send resources, go under add cross metals, and get permission. Now, if you have already gotten permission by making a phone call and they are expecting something from you, then what I want you to do is I want you first to open up a text message to them and say, is it a good time for me? Or can I send this to you now? Okay, do not send the link. Something where they can respond yes. As soon as they respond yes, now your mobile provider is seeing a 2-way conversation. Now you're going to grab the whatever it is that you want to send them. Typically, it's under the peak, or maybe you're going directly under the present, and maybe you want to send them Antoine's overview. If you haven't gotten permission by a phone call, then look through all these and see which one is going to be applicable for that person. Every single person could be different based on, if they're a newbie to gold and silver, if they're an expert or advocate to gold and silver, been around the block and want to do a price comparison. If they are in their golden years and they want to make their golden years more golden, or if they're a millennial that needs to look forward to their future or create some here and now money. Maybe they're an entrepreneur. So here's all the different ones. None of these will include the link to the item. You ask for permission first, especially when texting. I recommend it, even if you're doing social media, that you just never dump links on people. It's the first way to get yourself blocked or etc. So just always have the etiquette, be polite, request it. And there's great ways of saying it. And any of these, you can preview, see if you like it, copy and paste what you like, edit the rest. So we're just going to make it easy for you. Okay, so now let me go ahead, and I don't see any questions yet. So if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand and I will unmute you. And we'll get your questions answered. And if you're excited about the new promotion, Antoine was just talking about that. This promotion also includes the 10% matching bonus when you are a silver or gold. So it's 10% of 300, which is $30. And Antoine, in just one day, got 10 from his directs that cycled. So he got 10 matching bonuses in one day. Oh my gosh, you guys are making it easy for me. All right, well, if there are no questions, then let's go ahead and wrap it up. We are so excited to have you on board. We're so excited to be launching our secrets page next week. So make sure that you rally and you tell your team that you want to, that you want them on this. Antoine, did you have any last questions?
I just want to say thank you so very much, Don, for all that you do for the community. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, RapidFunnel support, for just being here for us, allowing us to get this knowledge so that we can be more efficient in running our business with ACM. So thank you very much.
All right, well, you are welcome, and we thank you for being part of this. All right, everyone, we'll see you again next Friday for Funnel Fridays. Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.